I can point at things. There's a red liquid in here. I don't know what that is. Do you know what that is?
It's probably the coolant.
Oh, I learned that coolant cools the engine. Everyone, did you not want to be happy with me right now? Coolant cools the engine. Learned that the other day. No one's proud of me. Not one. Thank you.
Katie's working in the car world, and she knows nothing about cars. This is Things Katie Needs to Know.
My name is Justin. I'm a technician here at Welland Chevrolet. And today I'm going to attempt the impossible. I'm going to try to teach Katie how to open up a car hood. And then after that, if we can figure it out, we're going to look at underneath the hood and see what kind of things we can check at home and so on and so forth. If you come around this way, there's usually a hood release just on the left side of where your leg goes.
Is it this thing?
Nope. It's got a picture of a car hood on it.
This thing?
That's the one.
Got it.
Yeah. Great job.
Thank
You're
you.
doing great. There's another latch inside that you need to use your hand to operate. You're either going to lift up or push down or side to side, depending on your car.
How do you know?
You have to figure it out.
What's this?
That is the dipstick for the engine oil.
So oil change here.
Yeah, if you want to check your oil, that's how you check to see how much oil you'd have.
Okay. So you know when people are like, oh, check your oil, and they take that stick thing out and
That's
they're
what that
looking
is.
at it?
Yeah.
What are you looking at?
So now you're going to pull out the dipstick. You're going to put your finger in there and lift it up. It's going to come all the way out. And at first, you're going to wipe the whole stick clean because your reading right now is not correct.
Oh, why?
When you're driving, the engine oil will run up the dipstick while you're driving, so that's not a correct reading.
Okay.
Now you're going to dip it back in all the way to the bottom. You're
Okay.
going to give it a second and then pull it back out, and that will show you the reading. And now we'll see if I did a proper oil change. Last time
What
I did
am I
an oil
looking
change. It's probably going to be hard to see on camera, but there's a hash marking right here where my oil is, and you can see my oil is right at the very top. Now, you don't have to have the oil at the very top. You can have it anywhere within this hash mark, and it will be perfectly fine. If it's in the middle of it, that's okay. If it's near the bottom, that's okay. But if it's not on the hash mark, that's when we need to start deciding to add more oil or get an oil change. So it looks really good. Sometimes this will be black. That's not a big deal if it's an older car, but you're going to want to get it changed when your service interval is up. So it's kind of an indication. If it gets really dark, you know you need to come in.
What's this?
That is where you put oil in. So if you were low, if you didn't have any oil in your dipstick and you wanted to bring it to the shop, it's not a good idea to drive with no oil. So if it wasn't reading on the dipstick when you checked your oil, you could open up your oil cap and add your own oil. You just pour it into that big hole.
What happens if you don't get an oil change for like a ridiculously long time?
Oil turns to sludge and it kind of looks like tar, and it's really bad for your engine. The oil acts as a lubrication for the entire engine. So anywhere where there's a moving part, it will not have the viscosity that you would want it to have. It would be like a chewed up fruit roll up instead of liquid. And you need that oil to penetrate and get into different areas, and it wouldn't do that anymore. So it's very bad, very bad.
So I really should be getting more oil
You
change.
should get an oil change soon. You need to talk to somebody about that. Maybe Bonnie, I don't know. You need to talk
Okay.
to somebody.
Okay. The person says to you, do you want this oil, this oil, this oil?
Yep.
And I go, I don't know. Why are you asking me that question?
It's kind of a thing of the past because my oil is only synthetic. It's only take synthetic. So before they might have asked you, if your car doesn't necessarily take synthetic, they could have asked you if you'd like to put synthetic or conventional oil in.
Is it a better choice to say synthetic? Even if you
Yeah,
don't need
synthetic
it?
synthetic is a better oil.
Okay. So this cools the engine. And me
This-
as a regular human being
Yeah.
would not do anything with this.
You would only look at the bottle to see if it's at the full mark. And if it's below the full mark, then you can come in and get it taken a look at and see why it's like that. It'll have some sort of warning on here, cautions, telling you that it's hot and that you shouldn't open it because it could be under pressure.
If I were to open it,
If you were driving your car for a while and you open this up, there's a chance that it could fly off and you would get sprayed with hot coolant. It would be a bad idea. But what's nice about these bottles is that they're clear, so you can just clearly see how much coolant is in it. There's no reason to open this cap at all.
question,
Go ahead.
windshield wiper fluid.
Windshield wiper fluid.
Got it.
There's no way to check your windshield wiper fluid unless you can see it at the top. It's usually indicated by a windshield wiper symbol.
Could you possibly put too much in?
If you put too much in, it would spill out the top a little bit, and
doesn't matter?
won't harm anything, no.
So like sometimes when I'm pouring it in there, it's just like getting everywhere.
They shouldn't do that, only because it would cause staining and look ugly.
Oh, well, like, do we care what it looks like?
Like, let me see the rag.
Yeah.
You made a drip here and it's bothering me. There's really not much to do with your battery. You have 2 posts, your positive and your negative post. If it starts to look blue and fuzzy, like I assume your car does, then you need to get a battery terminal service. The corrosion will just eat away at this metal, and then this will eventually need to be replaced. But if you can stay on top of it and do your battery terminal services, you shouldn't have to replace this post really at all.
So let's just say my battery died. People jump.
Yep.
Is that the proper?
It's a word you
That's
could use.
the word
yeah,
I.
yeah.
Okay.
Boost, jump.
Boost,
yeah.
okay.
I would check your owner's manual because some vehicles have computer modules close, and you could potentially cause harm to your vehicle if you boost or jump it. So it's always recommended to see where in the owner's manual it will tell you where to jump or boost the vehicle.
My car was like water was pouring inside of my car.
Inside the dash,
Yeah.
there's a drain tube for the inside of your car because the inside of your car creates moisture when you run the air conditioning. Similar to when you get a drip underneath your car and there's a puddle and it's water, and people are often confused about what that is. It's just liquid from inside your vehicle getting itself out. But if that ever gets clogged, like your car did, you would get dirt or cobwebs or anything gets clogged.
It was
the
a
water will
cookie.
build up inside.
A cookie got in there.
The water will build up inside and just start coming into your car. So what we would do is we would take an air blower and blow at your hose, and it will rush water down for about 2 minutes, and then you're good to go.
Is this when you told me before that if this is not clean, your car will stink?
No, there's a filter inside the car to filter the air that comes out of your vents, to keep it clean, keep particles, keep dust. It'll stop all the dust that comes from outside air in. It'll keep all of that clean. And when it gets super dirty, it starts to smell a little bit. This one, if it's dirty, it would interrupt how much airflow would come into the engine, which could potentially cause poor fuel mileage.
So when I'm getting an oil change and then the mechanic comes up to me and says something about a filter and then I just go, huh? This is the one they're talking about?
Both of them.
I've been told many times that I need a new filter.
Guarantee she needs filters.
Like many times. And I keep going,
Yeah.
it's fine.
There's probably a lot of dirt. Yeah, they're probably gross.
I want to try to open the hood by myself. Can we do that?
Yeah, we can do that.
Okay.
All right, you feel it moving?
No.
Rocking?
Nothing.
Nothing? It's right there. It's right in line with this. This thing.
Why do you make it seem so easy?
Yeah, you can always peer underneath. As a mechanic, it's not a very
got it,
self-respecting
it.
thing to do, but as a general consumer, it's perfectly fine to look underneath it and see where the button is.
I got it. Thanks, Justin.
You're welcome.
I learn something every day, you know?